What is up? My name is Garrett at Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT. Welcome back to the Now Notation YouTube channel. This is another Now Notation album review. Today, the subject of discussion is the new Young Nudy album, SlimeBall 3. Young Nudy is somebody who I've definitely known about, seen him in the spheres, seen him in the space, even seen him featured on tracks as well. He's been around, but I've never actually put my neck on the line to fucking click on that album, click on that project. And last year in September, he released basically a year ago, Nudy Land. And from what I understand, this third edition to the SlimeBall series of albums or mixtapes was originally slated for like early in May or late May of this year. And for whatever reason, it kept perpetually getting delayed until this week on August 8th, recording this on August 9th. So yesterday it came out, it dropped, it hit us in the face, and damn, if this is something that I was waiting for since May, I can only imagine myself jumping into this and being like, hey, I'm fucking excited, because this was well worth the wait. And unlike previous editions of these series of albums, from what I understand, Pierre Bourne usually prominently produces these SlimeBall albums. This one, however, is not as heavily featured of Mr. Pierre Bourne. But let me tell you, as somebody who definitely wasn't looking for much coming into this and wasn't really expecting much either, like, I had nothing much to lose. I was either going to come out being like really, really impressed with this thing, or I was going to walk away just saying, well, that's why I never listened to Young Nudy. So I didn't really have too many expectations, and honestly, I didn't really care. But after hearing this album, I do now care about Young Nudy, and I think this shit's actually very impressive, very consistent, doesn't get stale, and it's really, 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 I think, a signature just stamp on the fucking game. Like, he fucking knocked down the door with this thing as far as there being zero features. And while the production and the producers are a lot of like what's carrying some of these tracks, or at least allowing him to do his own thing, there's something very particular about him not going with the feature side of stuff, not going for just throwing on Trippie Redd or someone just to get the clout going. That's very easy to do nowadays, but he seems to just come out and say, hey, I'm very good, and I'm going to show you how good I am. Let's jump into this track list real quick. Track number 1, we have $1. Track number 2 is Know What's Happening. Track number 3 is Middle Finger. Track number 4 is In the Street. Track number 5 is Friday. Track number 6 is Zone 6. Track number 7 is Do That. Track number 8 is ABM. Track number 9 is Robin and Geddon. Track number 10 is Mercy Without Doubt. Track number 11 is Unemotional. Track number 12 is Sherbert. Track number 13 is Right Now, and track number 14 is SlimeBall. Just off the bat, I will say that $1, track number 1 on this thing, is probably one of my favorite intro tracks to any album to come out in the past while. Paris's album had a great intro track, and a lot of albums do, but this one just hits you in the fucking face with the beat, and just really kind of is a really good showcase as far as the whole circumference of what Young Nudy is and what he's capable of. And you know, there's no point where I feel like this album dips, and there's no point where I feel like it goes outrageously hard over another part. I think it's just very consistent. It's very easy to listen to. I was in the gym for most of my listening session of this. I've only really listened to it once, except for $1. I keep going back to that, as well as ABM is another standout track. But really, the first 4 tracks play together very well. But like I said, the whole thing's consistent, so it's not like you're going to see one part kind of be like the exact antithesis of the beginning part or any of that. Like, it's very much just, this is it, and if you like this type of product, you know what you're getting into. And I would really think that it's easily comparable as far as a project to the whole Stay Dangerous album that YG put out, as far as like them both doing similar sounds and similar things. I mean, YG's West Coast, Nudy's from East Atlanta. I guess he's from Zone 6, so that explains the whole song called Zone 6. That's his hometown, home area. But, you know, despite them both being East Coast, West Coast, I feel like you can kind of put them in the same barrel. And if I'm gonna pick one for you to listen to this week as far as new albums in the same type of wave or Venn diagram, if you will, I would pick this Young Nudy album over the YG album. And there's just a lot of raw honesty as well as just artistry going on here, whereas with the YG one, I feel like we kind of knew what was up. It got stale at times, and even though I would say there's a lot more money behind that YG album in comparison to this mixtape or whatever, and obviously YG's album is going to sound a lot more polished, I will say that this album is just very consistent. Hell, it even has a Metro fucking Boomin beat at the end. I think Right Now is produced by him, which is super cool. Yeah, Metro Boomin and Wheezy. That song is 5 fucking minutes long, but the beat is nuts. So, and again, this is just him. It's not like it's 5 minutes long because there's 3 features. It's fucking just him spitting for 5 minutes, and this album actually supports itself very, very well. One thing that I will say is that Sherbert is not my jam, unfortunately. Sherbert is just very. That was the one song that I kept looking down, like, is this gonna end? And it wasn't like it was a bad song. Like I said, there's not really a bad song on this project, and it's very much a good showcase of what we're looking at as far as with Young Nudy in the future, as well as just a good, like, bow being tied onto the package of his old music, kind of being just saying like, hey, if you've never heard Young Nudy, such as myself, this is just him on a project. It's 47 minutes long. There's a lot of substantial content, and he handles his own, and he does it really well. This is where you should start with his with his discography, in my opinion. Like, I can't see other projects really displaying him in a way that these 14 tracks by himself does with SlimeBall 3. I think it's very important to also have these features though in the future. Now that you've done this, it's very important that if you're going to come out with a next project sooner or rather than later, or even if you're going to do a remix for some of these tracks, like I would love a $1 remix or something like that, or Robin and Geddon's great, Mercy without a doubt is phenomenal. Like, all these songs, like, if you added a remix post the release of this project, you're going to get the clout that you actually need kind of to survive in this fucking landscape that we live in. Like, you just made a great project, but let's see how you can promote it to get to this next level of doing these big time features or getting in the rooms with the bigger people and etc. But I really think that this is a great first project, and it has some funny ass Curse of Chucky or whatever the fuck those movies, the Chucky movies, that's pretty much what the cover is. Here, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Yeah, I can. Yeah, Chucky doll. Check that out. And thank you to Genius for supplying the track list. And yeah, Young Nudy SlimeBall 3. Let me know in the comment section below if you have listened to this album. What's your favorite track? Why do you like Young Nudy? Is there other albums that I should go listen to in particular? Or just stick to the SlimeBall series, or should I go to Nudy Land? Let me know in the comment section below. My name is Garrett at Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT. And you can subscribe to this channel for more visual tracks, more other mediums, as well as, you know, album reviews like you're watching right now, and music video reactions, etc. Just the normal bullshit, but with a flavor of yogurt in there. So, again, follow me on Twitter at Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT. Instagram is the same. And you guys take care of yourselves. Have a great one.